Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Apex Investor. It's been just about a month, almost a month since I did my last stock update. That was February 28th, the last stock update. So I'm going to look at the last month in these particular stocks. And the great news is we have support. So the last update was February 28th. This is DWAC for the first stock. At that time, I did buy it around this level. It dipped, actually went up to 97, 99. So resistance is clearly at 90. I'm going to say 97, 99, maybe even 94. I did buy it below that, around 80 something. It dipped all the way down to 60, 61. So it's got a new level of support from the previous, what I thought was 45. I still think it's 45. 45.50, and then 60 is the short-term support, but I think ultimately the Apex Investor support level, your entry point is 45, and your exit strategy, your price that you're selling at basically is 94 to 97. Okay, so that's, or 99, so 94, 99, anywhere in that range would be safe. And I still believe the stock will take off, but for now the resistance is the ceiling is set in the near to short term, actually midterm, to 94, 99. Next is IRNT. So take a look at this one of the darlings of this channel. It's one of the top three. Actually, DWAC is also darling of the channel, since these are all, when I say darlings of the channel, not only am I bullish about these stocks, but I actually have positions in. So IRNT. Let's look at the last month. Again, last update was the 28th. So we can see, yeah, it went crashing from $6 to all the way down to $3.55. So we have a level of support now of $3.55. And is it going to go right back up to 12.16? I think it may. It's going to take a long time, because this company is in its infancy. Recent, I can't say this is resistance at $5. That is might be a reflection of the stock market itself, but as it goes in terms of the stock altogether, this was not a good play. And I'm just going to be straightforward and honest. This is not a good play, so I was wrong to buy this stock, but I'm not going to sell it until I make back my money, or at least break even. I bought it at around $12. I can't remember the price anymore, but it was around here when I bought it, because I did see it up from the 20s, went all the way down to 10, and I thought, hey, that's pretty good drop, pretty good dip, and it went up a little bit, but it just has not recovered since then. I am still bullish for this company, but you know what, this might not be a good buy, just not generating enough excitement, enough buzz. Lucid, on the other hand, I believe is a really good buy, especially when you consider the current price of oil being incredibly high and the above $100 level. So let's look at Lucid and see the last month's chart action for Lucid. The 52-week range, 16 to 57. Okay, there's the chart. Looking at the last month, once again, we saw it last time at 28. It dipped all the way down to 21. So it's recovered since. So this is a good buy. But this was all the way up at 55. So 21 is looking like support. So we have a new level of support for Lucid. That's 21. So $21, 21 to 23 is your entry point for Lucid Motors. So we did get a new level of support. Actually, even 16 to 21. But 16 to 21 is a very good range. So that's Lucid Motors. And resistance, hard to say because that very bullish about. It's going to be the next Tesla. Maybe not as big as Tesla, but it's going to be like a mini Tesla. DIDI, a company from China I've been following. They're basically the Chinese Uber. It's one of the few Chinese companies that I wouldn't be afraid to invest in right now. Because now we've reached a point in time where we can say, yes, we know what support is now. I said it would take at least 6 months, maybe a year, and it's been on the market for about a year, almost a year now, since July 2021, June, July. And we see support is looking like $1.71. So $1.50, $1.71 is the entry point for this. And resistance, it's hard to say. I'm going to be very, very conservative with this and say probably $5. So if you buy this at 170, 150, 170 is selling it at 5, it's still a good profit. Obviously that is. It's hard to say where true resistance is, but could be 5, could be 10. But you have a vast range here. But it certainly recovered, especially in the most recent days where we've seen it at $4. So what a jump from $1, just under $2. So yeah, under $2 is a good buy for this, and then you can sell it at 4 plus. So that's DD. I don't usually promote Chinese stocks, but that's one of the few that are lucrative, that are promising. Metamaterials, the number one darling of this channel. It's really the marquee stock, and the stock that will make us a lot of money in the future. We can see their let's look at their action in the last month. I believe it did dip down to 140 at one point in the last month, the last couple of weeks. So yeah, 140 is your true resistance. I believe it hit that a few times now already. We can see it back in January 28th, 140, 150, and then again 140. So pick this up. Don't hesitate. 140, 150. This is a huge steal, especially since we know this company is worth way above what it is right now. Way above. This is the most undervalued stock, probably in all of the stock market, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the most undervalued, most shorted stocks as well, besides GameStop, AMC. Metamaterials is up there, folks, and you're looking at a resistance. A true resistance is like 10 to 20, and you're picking this up below $2 right now. Even right now, 191 is a great price. Personally, I'm going to wait for 150 and below once again, but anything below $2 is a steal for this stock. Volume's looking pretty good, to be honest. Average volume, yeah, it's below the average, but it's still pretty good considering the price that it's being sold at. So $138 to $21 in the last year. Metamaterials, one of the best stocks in the stock market in the long term. Maybe not short term, but in the long term. Moving on to, I was going to say Donkey Kong, but this is DraftKings, one of the other darlings of this channel, which I, again, hold a position in. This one is like a yo-yo, but I'm pretty bullish for this company. It's one of the best gambling, sports betting providers, DraftKings. And we can see their 52-week is 15 to 66, and I did buy it around 15, 17. I can't remember the exact price right now. Probably around $15, $17. So I'm still pulling in a profit here, and I'm waiting for it to get right back up to where it used to be. Let's look at the last month's action. Went right down to $15.25. And I did buy it when it dipped initially right around here at the $17 level. Went all the way down, went up to 23 and then went down again. So you can see support is $15, 15 to 17. But I do expect this to recover, especially since things are going back to normal. You can expect this to go right back up to 60. to be honest, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really good stock. When things recover, this is going to recover with the stock market. So this is a pretty good play. Not the best play in the stock market by any means, but still a decent play. Okay, that's DraftKings. Base, one of the best stocks in the stock market. We've got a lot of stocks to cover, but these are, in my opinion, the best ones. But when I say it's the best, it's the best. But let's just wait for this to load. And then some are a little, mediocre. You've got IRNT, not such a great stock, so I don't strongly recommend that. But I think we're going to see some really good stocks as I present them to you as each tab eventually loads. So 150 to 429. Okay, so Coinbase actually is one of the best stocks in the stock market. You can see Bitcoin is just, you can keep it down. 150. Okay, so it did hit 150 in March 14th. So that was a point to buy it. Last 6 months, 150 to 170. Yeah, 150 to 150 to 160, even 170. But I'm gonna be a little conservative. This is Apex Investor. I'm not here to, pull your strings and give you the wrong price. I want to say 150 to 160 is your good range there. It's pretty safe. And level of resistance, because Bitcoin is just a monster, I'm going to say 300 plus, 280 to 300 plus. So it's up to you when you want to sell it, but if you want to make a lot of profit, wait till 280. Wait till 280 plus, and I'm going to wait for 300. This is going to easily get to 300. 300, 330, kind of like GameStop in a way. So 150, imagine getting GameStop at 150. Actually, it was even lower than that. So that's Coinbase for you. Moving on. We've got about 20 minutes to finish this video up, so I'm going to try to go a little bit faster. All right, Roblox, 52, 36 to 140. Is this a great buy? Is this a good buy? Is it a mediocre buy? Is it like IRNT? Is it like Coinbase? Or is it like something else? Is it a monster? We're going to find out once this chart loads. Any day now. Okay, there it is. So, yeah, we do have a level of support for blocks. Looks like 30, 36, well, under 40 anyway. So sub 40 is your level of support. That's your entry point. I don't think it's ever hit this level, this low before. Yeah, so sub 40 is a safe entry point. Your resistance is 100 plus. So wait for this to get back to 100 eventually when the stock market recovers. So that's a pretty good buy. Yeah, I'd say that's a great buy. It's a good to great buy. Roblox at that entry point that I mentioned. Super League Gaming was a stock that was associated with GameStop at one point, and the 52-week 163 to 869. Let's look at the last month. It looked like it recovered from that 52-week low. So this might be not such a good buy. All right, so we have a low of looks like 160. Yeah, I'm not going to say this is a good buy. Kind of looks weak to me, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it doesn't look so strong. It's rebounding a little, but I'm going to be cautious and just don't get into this one. So just ignore that one, okay? Maybe I won't even timestamp that. Just how bad that was. KODK, on the other hand, is a good buy. This is a really good stock. I was a little doubtful, especially with the Biden administration. I didn't think they were very pro KODK. But look at the range, 346 to 1126. So you can see your new entry point is under $4 essentially. So if you want to put a buy order for this, it's going to be a $4 and below. Pretty easy for this one to see that. And then in terms of resistance, You can see it's recovered incredibly well. Resistance is looking like 6 to 11, maybe even $11. Yeah, this one is just, I'd say 11 plus. It was at 21 at one point, so I'm going to say 10. This one pretty much hits $10 pretty regularly. 12 there. You got another just about 10 there. So $10 is your resistance. And you pick this up at 4, so you're doubling your portfolio. This is a really good stock. All right, so that's that one. We've got 17 minutes to go. QuantumScape, again, this is a long-term play, but I just want to look at the last month and see how it did. 13 to 53. So it hit $13, ladies and gentlemen. It's a really good stock. It's not a good short-term play. This one is going to take at least 2 to 3 years to really mature. And I'm kind of getting the sense Metamaterials is kind of in the same boat. But what makes Metamaterials different than this one is that this one's worth $17. Metamaterials is below $10 or $2. So it's a lot cheaper, a lot better, a lot more potential for growth. QuantumScape, yeah, it hit such a low point here. This $13. Wow. So I wouldn't say this is a good buy. Even at this price, I'd wait for 13 again. I wait for $13, $14. Personally, I'm going to say 14 and under is your support level. And your resistance point, you're just going to have to hold on to this for years to come. If you want to just keep it locked in there for 5 to 10 years, it'll most likely head back up to, I think, 100 plus, because it was at 200 at one point. Let's look at, here it is, 114, so 100 plus you're looking at for QuantumScape, especially with the price of oil being so high. You're going to have a lot of interest, and we are seeing a lot of interest in people buying electric vehicles. SOS, I believe, is another Chinese stock, if I'm not mistaken, but it is a Bitcoin related stock. So I don't see any information in the sidebar. Right now it's just not loading up. Okay, there's the chart anyway. And 52-week range, 51 cents to $6. So this is becoming a penny stock. This is probably one to steer clear of in case it goes belly up and goes on the OTC and then you lose all your money. So I would not buy this at all. It is way too low right now. It's struggling to just stay in the NASDAQ. It might be blacklisted, might be removed from the NASDAQ. It's at risk of being removed because it is becoming a penny stock. At one point, it was above $6. So they might want to do a reverse stock split just to keep the price up. I don't know. That would be very horrible though for investors. So this is very bad play. SOS. So steer clear of SOS. Not buy that. Don't buy SOS unless you want to lose money on purpose. Canaan, this is the Chinese Bitcoin related stock. And this one's actually a pretty good buy, $3 to $24. And look at the last month. So we have more to look at. I got about 2 minutes to do each one. So, all right, here it is. So Canaan, let's just talk about support and resistance. So support is $3. 3 to 350. Yeah, 3 to 350 is your entry point. And resistance looks like 10. So that's pretty good. If you buy this at 350 and you're selling it at 10, that's almost triple your investment. You're tripling your portfolio right there. if this is the only one in your portfolio, that is. So 10 is pretty safe. It's hit 10 many times. So that's a pretty good one. Canaan, good stock. One of the only good Chinese stocks besides DIDI is Canaan, and I'm going to stick with that until they go belly up. I don't see that happening unless they don't need cars anymore, they don't need Bitcoin anymore. And speaking of Bitcoin, my goodness, this has stayed healthy throughout this oil crisis and throughout this Ukrainian-Russian situation there. Let's look at the last month, see what has been going on, and has it reacted to the news and the war and all that? It was at 37. So no, it didn't hit 28. So resistance, or I should say support, is 30,000 and below. It didn't even hit 30,000. That's how healthy this was. And it's only been going up to 44. So it's looking like it's going to go right back up to 50 and then hit 60 again, eventually to 100,000, especially with inflation. And this is going to be the opposite of inflation because there's a limited amount of Bitcoin. So the value of Bitcoin can only go up because they can't make any more. So this is going to go easily right back to 60, 70, 80, 90, and eventually 100,000 per Bitcoin. So I would wait for this to get to 30,000 when people are panicking. 35 even is, I'd probably get that at 35 and below. But look at this level right here when people are panicking. So 30, let's just call it 32. 32 to 30, 30,000 to 32,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. That's your entry point. Resistance, there is no resistance. It's whenever you want to make money. And this is probably going to 100,000 plus, maybe a million. So it's up to you. So Bitcoin is one of the best investments you can make at all, like across the board, whether it's real estate, gold, whatever, Bitcoin is up there, without a doubt. But don't keep your Bitcoin on the online. Keep it in a vault, in a physical wallet. So how you do this is, you'd buy the Bitcoin, 30,000. Let's just say today it went down to 30,000. I'll buy the Bitcoin today, put it in my wallet right away, and then when I see it go up to, let's say 100K or whatever my sell point is, put it right back into Coinbase or whatever site, but the most trusted site right now is Coinbase, and put it there and sell it. And there's your money, and then transfer it back, or transfer the money to your bank or whatever, PayPal. That's how you do it. Okay, so Clover. So don't keep your Bitcoin online. Don't keep it there like it's a fridge. Like, think of it as the cloud. It can vanish at any time. Clover Health Investments. Okay, let's look at Clover. 52-week 195 to 28. And this hit 219. So 219 is your support. 195 to 219 for Clover. And it's recovered. It's really recovered. And I'm happy because it's one of the darlings of the channel. This is one of the top 3. I bought this around, I think it was $4. I can't remember right now. So it's recovering, and I'm really happy for that. And I do see this going right back up to 10 and plus, $10 plus. And even to 22 eventually. But resistance, I'm looking at 10 plus. And entry point is, again, $3. Let's just double check once again. $3 and below. But 220 is pretty safe. But I'm going to say $3 and below. Pretty good entry point for you for Clover. So I'm going to say, 220 is rock bottom. I don't think it's going to go below that anytime soon again. But if it does, that's when the stock market crashes. But it looks like we've averted that for the time being. All right, we've got 3 more to look at, and then we'll end this video. And this is stock review, and we'll do a news video probably on the weekend, I'm thinking. Microvision, 261 to 28. Okay, this is one of Trey's trades stocks, and this is a really good stock. This is one of his favorites, and you can tell he really loves the stock just from his heart. It's not like these other stocks where I feel like maybe he's being paid to promote a stock. I can't confirm or deny that, or I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about some of the stocks he's talking about that are not AMC and GameStop, or AMC and Microvision. But so 261. Okay, looks like support is 365 and below. Okay, 365 and below. So yeah, let's just call it 350 and below. So this goes down to below $3 again. Buy it up. I think the stock has got a lot of promise to it. I think it will recover. But you know what? Let's wait for $3 and below. I don't think you can really go too wrong with this one. I have a good feeling about this one. Trey has got good instincts, and I think he's really nailed this stock. It's gonna take a while. It's kind of like metamaterials.